Rupture Farms.
Hey everybody, it's Brett here taking a look at Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee, new and tasty.
They say it's the biggest meat processing plant on Oddworld.
New and Tasty is a ground-up remake of 1997's Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee, where you take on the role of Abe as he tries to escape his workplace of enslavement, the meat packing factory, Rupture Farms. Along the way, Abe is tasked with trying to free as many of his fellow slaves as possible from the evil clutches of the owner of Rupture Farms, Moloch.
Watch.
But Moloch was cool.
Show him.
He had a plan. This new kind of meat? What? It was us!
We got a lot of good luck. We'll chop them up.
The beautifully created world of Oddworld New and Tasty is done without straying too far from the original and is much more than just a fresh coat of paint. The environments, animations and character models really show what can be done with a nearly 20-year-old game that just needs a bit of love and attention. I never got too tired of looking at New and Tasty's amazingly rendered HD upgrade. Abe goes about helping his fellow Mohicans by talking to them and giving commands to help them make their way through the dangerous pathways of the factory, to jump through bird portals and safely away from the horrors that await them. Next to nothing has changed gameplay-wise from the original, which is great. From running and jumping to conversing and chanting, everything from the 1997 original version of this game is pretty much intact. This of course includes the difficulty. If you're prone to fits of rage, you might want to do a few relaxation exercises before playing New and Tasty. The majority of the game's puzzles are trial and error and require some cat-like reflexes at times. If you can eventually make it through the harder puzzles, the sense of accomplishment is well worth the feeling of wanting to throw your controller at the TV. The only time it's not worth it is when you get the distinct feeling that the reasons for you falling to your death aren't entirely your own fault. That's mainly when it comes down to the controls. At times during sections that required perfect timing, I would find myself pressing jump and finding a bit of a delay that would ultimately cause me to fall to my demise. The mix of frustration and accomplishment really gives reaching that next checkpoint a relief and an about bloody time feeling. There are certain parts of the game where I felt like the checkpoint system was perfect, and other times where it was making me have to go back and do pointless busy work before getting to the part of the section that was giving me problems. Instances like this would take me out of the moment and add to the frustration even more. The puzzles range from whistling a tune, from both ends,
Okay, you can pass.
to pulling a few levers and also possessing a few enemies here and there to kill off a few of their workmates. Overall, they are something of a mixed bag, from being too easy to quite difficult. Yet, in a way, they are always fun if not let down by the control issues. The humour in Oddworld New and Tasty really gives it some heart that, considering its subject matter, could have been a somewhat depressing journey, yet instead makes your adventure with Abe something of a delight. From the giggles when an enemy gets blown into meaty chunks, to immature laughter over Abe letting one rip, you can't help but enjoy the crudeness of the humour and feel for the guy as he tries to escape the factory. Oddworld New and Tasty is a gorgeous side-scroller with a protagonist that has a huge heart and morbidly funny sense of humour. It's the next to perfect recreation of a game that has really stood the test of time when it comes to challenging gameplay and a premise that is both simple and engrossing. With its only real letdowns being some control issues and at times questionable checkpoint system, neither of which should be enough to deter fans of the original as well as newcomers to Oddworld, it really is good to see Abe in the HD world being himself. Oddworld New and Tasty is getting a yummy 8.5 out of 10.